Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm here at Attikam. Again, the tapping is going on. We came early in the morning, around 5 o'clock, and now the Vijayan is collecting the latex, uh, and he's at the bottom of the hill. I'm at the top. You can see the trees behind me, and you can see how serene it is. Yeah, rather, you can feel how serene it is with all the quietness. You can hear the crickets and a few birds making some chirping sounds. It's a beautiful place. Like, I don't have to tell you all again and again. Uh, this place is filled with medicinal plants, herbs, and it's really wonderful to sit here. I was sitting on a rock till a few minutes back, but I thought I'll move around for you all to see the place. In fact, you all can see the rock on which I was sitting. That's the rock. There it is. You can see it. That is where it was. I was sitting over there. The Gospel according to St. John, chapter 15, is a very interesting portion. That chapter speaks about abiding in Jesus and what it means to abide in Jesus. He equates that to a branch of a tree that abides in the tree and is therefore able to bear much fruit. And he says, "Abide in me and abide in my love and abide in the love of God, and in that love each other." Then he goes on to say something beautiful. He says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends." And he says, "That is why I lay down my life. That is the love I have for you. Laying down your life for your friends." And then he says, before that, he says, "Go and bear much fruit." You have to be fruitful. And that bearing much fruit as also the aspect of laying down our lives for our friends is what we can just spend a few moments of thought in. The first thing is about bearing much fruit, about abiding in Jesus and bearing much fruit. Abiding in Jesus is not some kind of a claim to his personality or his person, whereby we get something in return. It is not like that. Abiding in Jesus is the experience of meaningfully living in the presence of God in this creation. So, when we abide in Jesus, it is about fulfilling a purpose of life. That fulfillment comes from living the life that Jesus lived on this earth. That was in total obedience to God. Obedience to God is not about some moral laws that we follow. That is not the purpose. It is about maintaining life on this creation. God, when in the book of Genesis it is put very nicely, it says, "Till it and keep it." Two words, to till the earth and keep it. Now, tilling would mean basically the experience of farming, and keeping it would mean the experience of sustaining it, nurturing it, and developing it in a meaningful way. So, I won't go into the diverse aspects of tilling it and keeping it, but it means that we are called to maintain life on earth in a meaningful and nourishing, sustainable manner. United Nations has this understanding of sustaining life. The latest understandings is about sustaining life. So the very same thing is what Genesis speaks about: sustaining life meaningfully, creating meaning and purpose in life, which is what we are here for. So loving God or abiding in Jesus would mean that we sustain life meaningfully, creatively, for a beautiful experience that all of us, including creation, may have. It is not a kind of rash understanding of life, but a very uniform and stable way of living, in which, like the psalmist says, "You make me lie down beside the still waters." There may be raging of waters, but there is still stillness in our own experiences of life. So, when Jesus says, abide in me, he means that we need to experience the stillness of life, the beauty of life, even in the worst of circumstances. So, abiding in Jesus has this great joy that we can experience by living and expressing and sharing the joy of this life in a meaningful way. That would also mean something else. That also means to go and be fruitful. A tree without fruit doesn't make any sense, except, of course, if you're going to use the timber. But Jesus here means that we have to be fruitful in every way. Fruitful would be meaning that we need to use our lives for a beautiful experience of life for the world, in the world. And that is what it would mean to bear fruit. To be people who, if we can, bear fruit. All may not necessarily be able to bear fruit. Like, it's not about bearing fruit in that sense, but it's about optimization of our life meaningfully. Now, I don't expect a person who has got deficits in terms of intellectual deficits or whatever else, like I deal with children with autism or children with Down syndrome, and there are deficits, but then they may not be able to make their lives meaningful on their own. But we can definitely enable them to find meaning in life. We can make their lives meaningful. Why I'm specifically mentioning about children with autism or Down syndrome, anything else, any other kind of deficit, is because we have that responsibility. Just a few minutes back, a keda, a deer, just ran across. Even that keda is, I don't know the English name for keda, but that keda also has a need to be given the choice and chance of a beautiful existence. So, when I am speaking of children with autism or Down syndrome, I am meaning that we are called to give life to all around us. And then he goes on to say, greater love hath this that no man, than this that a man lays down his life for his friends. Now the question is, who are our friends? I have many friends. I have really good friends who care for me, who really love me. And I'm really thankful to God, and I feel privileged that a lot of people love me and care for me. That is the grace of God. But who are our friends? Are we considering only those who love us, who care for us as our friends? Is there anybody else whom we can call a friend? Is it easy to call a person a friend? Is it easy to call a person a child, your daughter or son? Is it easy to call a person a brother or a sister or a father or a mother? We use the word like a father, like a mother, etc. But is it easy to call that? Is it easy to feel like that? That a person is like a father. There is nothing like a father. Either a person is a father or is not a father, or a brother or not a brother, a friend or not a friend. So you can't make a like comparison over there. So giving your life for a friend is about giving your life for a friend. So who is a friend? I would put it this way: in the story of the Samaritan, it is very clearly said, anybody in need is your neighbor. Similarly, anybody in need is your friend. And that is what we are called to. Today I want to make a suggestion. Let us consider all the marginalized, all the poor, all the helpless, all those who face deficits and disabilities in life as our friends. Can we dedicate our lives for them? Can we lay down? Lay down doesn't mean going and dying. Lay down means giving our life up for the nurturance of life in this world, for everybody, for all who have the right to this existence of life. So I welcome you to this understanding. I would like to develop this theme further, but this will be a long video. I don't want to go beyond what we can understand in a short period of time. God bless you. I'll develop it later. Thank you so much.